Well, the season finale of The Last of Us was a shock to say the least, but it had me thinking, were Joel's actions defendable? A brief word to the wise, there are spoilers ahead. In the closing minutes of the finale, watching Joel mercilessly dispatch an onslaught of fireflies and an innocent medical team made me say, Joel, you selfish little so-and-so, putting one life above the entirety of humanity, how dare you? But, as ever with time, this opinion may have just changed ever so slightly, in part because of Sam Harris. Listening to Lex Friedman's most recent episode with Sam, I was struck by a remark he made. Sam would rather live in a world with one person he cares about than alone in a place where there exists 10 other distant inhabitants. Sam makes this statement because of his thesis that as a society, we care far more about the life of a nearby girl trapped down a well than we do 100 girls trapped in some faraway land. So, is such thinking a bug of our morality, or a feature of it? Well, whatever it is and whatever you think, the answer will determine whether Joel's actions were defensible in the slightest or not. But before we think about this, let us consider some hypotheticals. Suppose a vaccine could be guaranteed at the expense of Ellie's demise. What would the vaccine do? Because, let's be real, it's not like the next day the world reverts back to normal. People have been conditioned to perpetual violence and fear, and that just can't be undone. Practically speaking, though you cannot get diseased from a bite, the infected still pose a threat in their hordes. Nevertheless, the vaccine would provide some net benefits. However, Joel is clearly of the view that the vaccine's benefits are not worth the price of Ellie's life. We then have the problem of distribution. Suppose a vaccine can be acquired. How on earth, in a world where there is zero infrastructure, does the medicine get deployed? It's not like you can call on UPS or Prime delivery services. So the answer? Very difficultly. Now, returning to Sam's initial claim over our preference to life in our immediate vicinity, and having highlighted these hypotheticals as potential reasons for Joel's behaviour, do we now acquire some reason to say that what Joel did was not overtly wrong? Well, let's look a little deeper. Sam's reason for this claim is based on empathy, superseding reason. Applying the lens of empathy on Joel, we can see quite clearly why he did what he did. What care does he have for people of whom he does not know, and are, as a result of the state of the world, most likely bad people? But if Joel's actions are defensible on the basis of empathy, it must be asked whether empathy has the power to supersede reason as justification. Reason protects values, empathy erodes them. I mean, let's think about the problem of valuing one life over 100 distant ones. Suppose you're in a room with 2 random strangers, one of whom you must choose to save. Now, if, as a reason for why you picked one over the other, you provided, well, because this guy's standing about 5 centimetres closer to me, then the individual condemned to death would think you mad, and perhaps rightly so, because a far better justification would be to leave it up to chance. So, considering this, such a conclusion seems then to favour the route of reason over empathy. Having considered this, I think we can now say that Joel's actions were wrong. Now I know most people are probably proclaiming, well no shit Sherlock, that was obvious from the start. However, man cannot be wholly rational, nor rely solely on empathy at any given time. And so in keeping with this, we must adopt a bit of both. Because rationally speaking, it is easy to say Joel is deeply in the wrong. But at the same time, we have recognised that Joel actually cares about something. A lot. Probably a lot more than most people out in the world. And he wants to protect it. So, does Sam Harris's preference to live in a world with only one person that he cares about make sense? Yes, I think it does. But that is likely because we, as humans, are selfish. So does this mean we can justify what Joel did? Well, I'm inclined to say no. But does it at least shed some light on his reasoning? Yeah, I think it does. If you have any thoughts about the season finale or on Sam Harris's position, leave them in the comment section below, and thank you for watching.